Nancy, why is it that we would create art for worship spaces, and why would that art not be permanent?
Let's start with what some of the advantages for it not being permanent are.
Okay.
I really like to have freshness in the space. And if I'm looking at a banner that was made 20 years ago by a beloved member of the congregation that I've seen every year for 20 years, what it evokes for me is not the content of the banner, but my memory of that person.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably isn't a very vital way to remember that person. But furthermore, I think it discourages people from doing their own work for their own time. So if we can make things that disappear, then we're essentially working in a series on whatever the festival is that we're celebrating, and not creating something that has to be kept forever. Because let's face it, most of us can't make work that's that good. So in that sense, it's also liberating when we make temporary things. We do our best, they're enjoyed, and then they disappear. You don't have to store them. You don't have to make them out of materials that are precious. Even more so, I think that temporary work invites more people to join in. And so the more people who join in at whatever level they join, makes the work. That's the richness of the work, not the materials, not even the image itself. So why do we make work that lasts just for a short time? Because that's how we hear the Word of God. We hear it in a very particular moment. We don't hear the Word of God forever and ever the same. We want it fresh. We want it fresh and pointed toward our time. And then we also make it because it's fun. It's a way that those of us who might not be musical or might not be good teachers, but do have visual skills, or do have production skills, or do have installation skills, can bring what we do to worship. I'm glad there's room for us.
So, if I can't use the exact materials that you found, how do I go about finding a material that I can use for a project?
Well, you know what effect you want to have. And so what you need to do is go to wherever those materials are sold, like the yardage store or the hardware store or the thrift store, and you find a small quantity of it and try it out. Take it home and try it out. When I did the angels that I painted on the nylon with, I had probably 6 different kinds of fabrics that I thought might work. Mm-hmm. And I found that I liked the one that I chose because it had a lot of sizing in the fabric. And I found that the sizing held the paint in a way that the other fabrics did not. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't have known that without sampling.
Did you mix all of the paints with medium?
Watercolor does not mix with medium.
Okay.
So if I'm painting on not like those angels are all just tube watercolors. You know, they're what I would paint a painting with.
Okay. Did you do any treating of anything, heat treating or
no
anything? Okay.
But there's technology that has, broadened all of that. So somebody who is, for instance, a silk painter might approach this whole project quite differently than I did. Mm-hmm. And that's perfectly valid. Mm-hmm. So again, come back to what is it you want the materials to do? And what materials suit that are available to you now. Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of experimentation as much as anything else.
Yeah.